With Lululemon, the real gift happens when they're living in it. When you give the fan favorite everywhere belt bag, the real gift is... And when the ultra-soothing Rest Feel slides are the gift, you're really giving them... This holiday, Lululemon makes it easy to give little luxuries that go beyond. Open the moment. Shop now at Lululemon.com.
Move your career further, faster in just 2 days with a Harvard Professional and Executive Development Program. Advance your leadership skills, craft smarter business strategies, build your network, and transform how you work and think to keep your career moving forward. You'll earn a certificate and can add Harvard to your resume with Harvard Professional and Executive Development. Learn more at professional.dce.harvard.edu/Spotify.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/campaign to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Welcome to Book Talk for Book Talk, a literary podcast where we've been deep diving into your favorite novels. This is Jack.
And I'm Amy. And our listeners love to share their thoughts and theories via email and voicemail, so we're sharing them via our weekly mini episodes.
The views expressed by the hosts and listeners are entirely their own and in no way represent the thoughts or intentions of the original author. This podcast is a discussion shared to spark thought and conversation on the characters and themes of this novel.
Spoilers may be discussed with or without warning. Explicit language, as well as themes of sex, violence, abuse, death, and depression, will recur throughout this podcast. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to our mini episode series. During each mini, we'll be reading listener feedback and theories, as well as discussing all things Sarah J. Maas, including her ACOTAR, Crescent City, and Throne of Glass series.
So this is from Parm Garlic Wing.
Parmesan garlic wing?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So this one took TikTok by storm a while ago, and I just was like, no comment. We'll cover it in a mini episode. So we're going to go ahead and do a little listen.
Buckle up, because I know who Azriel's going to end up with. One of the things that intrigues me the most about Sarah J. Maas's writing is her use of mythology. So I started looking into Gwen, Elaine, and Azriel, just trying to see if there was any mythology that was related to those character names. And guess what I found? The original Welsh name for Guinevere is Gwenethar. Literally so close to Gwyneth. And I think it's also important to mention that Tam Lin, the legend that started all of this, is also Welsh mythology. So it would be just like Sarah J. Maas to create a character from Welsh mythology using the same name and give them the same plotline. Now you might be thinking, how does this tie into Azriel and Elaine? Just wait. So I think everyone pretty much knows the story of King Arthur, and Guinevere's true love, Gwenethar's true love, was Lancelot. Lancelot is known for being a brother-like soldier for the king. And in the scene where Guinevere and Lancelot meet, he is literally saving her from an evil king. And when he comes and saves her, Guinevere instantly loves him. I mean, the parallels are uncanny. And you might be thinking, well, Azriel also saves Elaine from Hybern, which is true. But Lancelot has another love interest. I'm gonna give you one guess what her name is. Her name is Elaine. Lancelot's two primary love interests are Gwenethar and Elaine. To be honest with y'all, I don't really know exactly what she's doing. I just don't think that it's pure coincidence that she's setting up this love triangle with two women with the same names and a man who is essentially the right-hand knight for the king. Anyway, do with that what you will. All that I know is Lancelot loves Guinevere.
Amy's in so much pain.
I am in so much fucking pain. Daddy Azzy is Lancelot?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And we're not going to take it like verbatim.
Right.
In the sense like he's not going to end up with Feyre.
Right. And Gwen's not going to be married to Rhys and then
so
Asriel takes her away.
Exactly. Like just keep this as like a loose, like same way that Beauty and the Beast and Hades and Persephone. But,
right.
Yeah. So Asriel's Lancelot.
I didn't realize Lancelot had another love interest.
Neither did I.
My soul hurts.
Yep. Amy's processing.
I am processing. There's part of me that makes it sometimes I feel like Lancelot is a noble character and other times I think he's a piece of shit.
Just like Asriel.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
I mean, we love Asriel. He does what he tries to do best and help people, but like he misses the mark so often.
Yeah, he does. And I feel like in some ways, people have talked about him being a knight for Mor if she is a queen. Mm-hmm. Kind of works with that too.
I mean, he's been described knight-like, for sure.
What if it's not Asriel who is King Arthur, but Mor is King Arthur?
No, you mean Rhys isn't King Arthur, Mor is King Arthur?
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean...
And she's going to be High Queen of all of Prythian.
Either way, however, whoever King Arthur is, SJM set up the Asriel, Elaine, Gwen.
Based on a King Arthur legend.
Yep.
It fucking pisses me off that I didn't know that until this moment.
I've held on to that one for a long time. It's been that was a growl.
It was.
That was a growl. Whenever they talk about like
growling,
they growled into it. Amy just did it. She
Can
growled.
I do it again? Nope.
It was a true growl of frustration.
It was a growl of frustration. Now I know what it means when I write it.
Yeah, but it's also like Asriel ends up with Gwen.
No. I think he's going to love Gwen. I just don't see him healing completely enough. I'm afraid, here's the thing. I don't care if Gwen ends up with Asriel. I'm afraid that she's going to be a sacrifice for his growth.
I agree. I don't know if Asriel can grow without a woman hurting.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't approve of that.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I will read that. And I will eat it up.
And I'm going to love it and hate myself at the same time.
Absolutely. It's going to be one of those moments where it's like, no, like men need to learn how to grow without women suffering and being in pain.
Yeah.
Like we're not in charge of you becoming a better man.
Well, also, we're not instruments for your betterment.
No, not at all. At all.
I'm mad at all imaginary men. Fuck you.
Fuck you. But at the same time, like, it'd be kind of cute if Gwen made him a better man. It's adorable. Yeah, Amy's not happy.
I'm trying to growl with frustration again.
Good job. This comes from our favorite, Lily, a happy hermit.
A happy hermit.
In ACOWAR, spoilers for the ACOTAR series, Elaine is like super depressed throughout the beginning of ACOWAR. And everyone's like, oh, it's because she lost her immortal body, which is true. It's because she lost her fiance. True. It's all this stuff. But she was also plagued by visions, right? She probably saw Papa Archeron die. She knew it was coming. She knew it was gonna happen. Like, it's my headcanon that she saw Cassian was supposed to die by Hybern, so I'm assuming she probably was like, that's when she stepped up to save both Cassian and Nesta. But I guarantee you she saw that Papa Archeron was gonna die. And she knew it had to happen for some, whatever reason, her seer abilities. But like, do you not think that she saw it was gonna happen? And that she was mourning her father before he even died? Sarah, I demand compensation. Because even if you, think back to, when they go to, bury him or burn him or whatever, she was heartbroken. But, I don't even think, she didn't even seem, very shocked. Homegirl knew. She loved her dad.
But did she love her dad? See, in my mind, she just felt obligated to take care of him because everyone else hated him. But, so one of my...
Your personal theory on how the power works, right?
Yeah, so my personal theory on the power works is not being able to see the future, but what has already taken place. That isn't within her natural ability to see.
Yeah.
But, I mean, usually you equivocate seer to seeing the future.
Yes.
So it's completely possible that she saw her father die.
She definitely gets over her father's death. As far as we know, because we haven't gotten it from her perspective.
Right.
But she doesn't really run with the pain the same way that Nesta does.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, none of it would surprise me too much if she was like, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe she feels like she can't share it because then Nesta would never forgive her.
Right. Like, why didn't you prevent it or whatever the case is?
Yeah.
That's true. I also will argue Elaine doesn't have as much to mourn with her father passing in the sense that she probably doesn't have as much regret as Nesta does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But even if you don't have as much regret, you still mourn.
Yeah, you're still going to mourn.
Yeah, you're still going to be sad. But I like the headcanon.
No, I think it's great. I bet turns out it's true.
Yep. Love you, Lily. So this one isn't so much of a theory as it is a breadcrumb.
Okay.
From TikTok. From user saidhbh reads. So it starts off with Nesta and Gwen talking about feeling a presence in the library. So this is from Silver Flames. Gwen, quote, I can feel something like a cat, small and clever and curious. It's watching.
Fuck.
Cat daddy.
Cat daddy ate us. You don't belong here.
Cat daddy. Cat daddy doesn't belong here.
Go to your own room.
Cat daddy, what are you doing here? You don't belong here.
You don't belong here. And why is it that Gwen senses him? Why is she sensitive to that? Why is she capable of sensing it and not anyone else?
I mean, it could just be her being the only one who made the observation and they all felt it.
True. But...
Oh, you feel like you got something?
I don't know. She also had a twin sister, right?
I have a theory coming up on that too.
Okay, I'll keep it to myself. I'll wait to hear the theory and then I'll come back.
No, go ahead and share it now because it might not have anything to do with the twin sister theory.
So she has a twin sister who is not an identical twin sister, is a fraternal twin sister with black hair.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know the parentage.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yep.
And there's a couple of quotes from Silver Flames where when she sings, she glows and she has this like light about her. I don't know what that means, obviously. But what if she has ties to hell?
All right, so maybe you are coming on to something. So I'll go into the next theory.
Okay.
Fall has officially started here in Los Angeles, and that means we finally get to do fall activities.
I have been counting down the days for when I can go to pumpkin patches, maybe even hit up an apple orchard, and I get to do all of it looking super cute in my Quince boyfriend sweater.
This weather is perfect for my dark academia vibes, and I'm so excited to bust out my washable silk blouse because you know I'm going to be taking pictures.
Quince is known for their Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $50. And that's not all. Quince has so many other amazing things on their website.
All of those items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands.
That includes leather jackets, cotton cardigans, soft denim. Like my entire fall wardrobe is genuinely turning into Quince wardrobe.
By partnering directly with top factories and cutting out the cost of the middleman, we get savings as the customer.
One of my favorite parts about Quince is the fact that they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. And they still manage to get premium fabrics and finishes for that, luxury feeling for every item that they have.
Get cozy in Quince's high-quality wardrobe essentials. Go to quince.com/booktalk for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/booktalk, BOOKTALK to get free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/booktalk.
Move your career further, faster in just 2 days with a Harvard Professional and Executive Development Program. Advance your leadership skills, craft smarter business strategies, build your network, and transform how you work and think to keep your career moving forward. You'll earn a certificate and can add Harvard to your resume with Harvard Professional and Executive Development. Learn more at professional.dce.harvard.edu/Spotify.
This theory is by our favorite Emily's theories, titled The Evil Twin Theory.
I already love it.
In Silver Flames, we are introduced to the Light Singers. These are beings who lure their prey by appearing as friendly faces. Given that they reside in the rivers or other bodies of water, they can be linked to sirens, mermaids, or water nymphs who lure people with their enchanting voices. Given that Gwen has an alluring voice, one that seemingly enchants both Nesta and Azriel in Silver Flames, one of the more popular theories within the fandom is that Gwen is a light singer. However, given that light singers are evil beings, this calls into question whether Gwen too is villainous. There are canon references in the text to support this claim. For example, Rhys mentions that some high priestesses are not to be trusted. And most importantly, Elaine, who is a seer, gifted Azriel earplugs. That would be some petty ass shit. That would be hilarious.
That is petty ass shit.
That is, sorry, I'm pausing from reading that.
That's hilarious because she makes it a joke, right? Of when everyone gives you a headache, right?
Well, like for Nesta and Cassian having sex all the time.
Right. But also Gwen and her singing.
That's some petty shit.
That is petty.
And I love it.
I'm here for it.
Earplugs were first invented for sailors as hearing protection from sirens. It was thought that earplugs could stop the effects of their alluring voices. However, although Gwen likely has the same power, I don't believe that she's the evil light singer that the text hints to. Instead, I believe that is Katrin, Gwen's sister. As proof of this, and knowing that SJM isn't one for mere coincidences, recall the song that the Weaver sang in Mist and Fury. The one about the two sisters, with one sister murdering the other. A key detail about the Weaver song is that one sister kills the other by drowning her. Light singers also kill their victims via drowning. However, the Weaver song isn't just a song that SJM made up. It is based on the ballad Twa Sisters, or otherwise known as the Cruel Sisters, which recounts the same tale of two sisters, often twins, where one murders the other. Most notably, variations of this ballad details that the victim is the fair-haired sister associated with the light. She is seen as kind and loving, just like Gwen. In comparison, the evil sister, who is described as dark-haired, is a personification of the darkness. She is often described as temperamental and jealous, similar to Katrin, who was said to be as moody as the sea. Although I don't believe that Katrin will murder Gwen, or at least I hope not, I do believe that the Weaver song is symbolic of Gwen's and Katrin's relationship and foreshadows Katrin's role as the evil sister. However, you're most likely thinking, but Katrin's dead. I don't think she is. And to explain how this would be possible, we first need to explore Gwen and Katrin's missing lineage. Gwen states that her grandmother seduced a high fae male from the Autumn Court. I believe this male is Lucian. Gwen then goes on to explain that her mother fell pregnant following Calamai, where she partook in the great rite with a male stranger. Evidently, this makes readers think of Tamlin, and that's exactly who I think Gwen and Katrin's father is. Understandably, you're probably thinking that Lucian and Tamlin fathering the same line of women is super messed up. But I think that's the point, and I think it's done on purpose, orchestrated by none other than Ianthe.
What?
This plot twist. In fact, I believe Ianthe is Gwen and Katrin's grandmother. Ianthe is the only other character with teal eyes. Ianthe was also repeatedly described as having a supple body, which is another word for pliant, the same word used to describe Gwen's bones. And knowing that Lightsinger appears as a friendly face when you're lost, it is rather interesting that Ianthe showed up when Tamlin and Farah were suffering under the mountain, using the opportunity to manipulate those around her. Coupled with the quote about her, a mask over a face of decay, I believe that Ianthe was the original Lightsinger. This also suggests that Ianthe must have been a water nymph. Although she doesn't possess the telltale webbed fingers, it is implied that the Lightsinger can shapeshift or perhaps glamour their appearance. Because perhaps it's no coincidence that Ianthe, in Greek mythology, was a famous water nymph. Although Ianthe's end goal was rather vague, it was clear that her motives were centered around creating powerful heirs with high lords. She once propositioned Rhys with this exact intention, stating that their offspring could rule Prythian. Then, following the exact scene in that same chapter, Farah suggests that Ianthe approached Lucian in a similar manner. However, unlike Rhys, Lucian wasn't in a position to say no. I believe that was how Gwen and Catrin's mother was born. However, I believe that Ianthe kept the pregnancy a secret. Then when she left for Valahan, she left her child behind. This is why Gwen describes her mother as being displaced among both spring and autumn courts, but then eventually seeking refuge in the temple of Sangrava. Then Gwen and Catrin's mother participates in the great rite with Tamlin. She falls pregnant, something Gwen suggests that the father, Tamlin, was never informed about. Perhaps Ianthe had made contact with her daughter and coaxed her into this, or perhaps it was a mere coincidence. However, it likely examines the Welsh origins of Gwen and Catrin's name, given that the Spring Court is geographically aligned with Wales, as Prythian is on the map of the UK. Yet, most importantly, this theory suggests that Gwen and Catrin are direct descendants from 3 high lords, or their heirs, Helion, Lucian, and Tamlin, just as Ianthe always wanted. Not only does this make Gwen and Catrin immensely powerful, but it also explains their physical characteristics. Gwen has the autumn court hair, Ianthe's teal eyes. Catrin has Helion's onyx hair, and although we don't yet know Catrin's eye color, I'm willing to bet they're green, the same as Tamlin's. It also explains their magical abilities. Many have already theorized that Gwen possesses Helion's and Lucian's day court abilities, given that she glows. However, in contrast, I believe Catrin inherited Tamlin's abilities to shapeshift herself, but to all their people. And it's because of Tamlin's powers that I believe Catrin is still alive. When Hybern's soldiers attacked the temple, I theorized that Catrin shapeshifted the appearance of someone else to look identical to her, and they were killed in her place. That way, Catrin had a means to escape without anyone else knowing. And knowing that Koschei has been preparing for Azriel for months, I can't help but wonder if that involves Catrin. Koschei can't leave the lake, but Catrin can instead. In fact, I believe that Catrin is once again using her shape-shifting abilities to appear as Gwen. SJM even went out of her way to tell the readers that Gwen and Catrin's scents were identical to such a ruse would work. And I think the one time we have seen Catrin disguised as Gwen, as was in Azriel's bonus chapter. Recall that this chapter details the events of winter solstice, meaning it occurred about 3/4 the way of Silver Flames. After solstice, Gwen was invited to Nesta's house. However, it wasn't easy for Gwen to leave the library to attend the sleepover. Yet, supposedly, before the sleepover, as detailed in Azriel's bonus chapter, Gwen was out by herself in the middle of the night practicing in the training pit. It doesn't add up. And although Gwen mentions that she left the library to hack at the ribbon in the training pit, Gwen had been doing that with Nesta and Emery already. It's very subtle and clever wording on SJM's part. Instead, the person Azriel saw at 2 a.m. was Catrin, disguised as Gwen, who has been watching all of them for some time. Perhaps this is why Azriel's shadows weren't alerted to her presence, or why Azriel heard faint singing, just like that of a light singer. Similarly, it is interesting to note that in Celtic mythology, which seemingly inspires a large chunk of SJM's work, there is a famous horror story featuring the character of Lady Gwen. The mythology around Lady Gwen describes her as a woman pretending to be a lovely, beautiful soul who would then lure and kill any lost journeyman caught wandering during the night. Sounds just like Lightsinger. Lady Gwen is also depicted as a woman who has been decapitated. She is headless. This is exactly how Katrin was said to be killed. Is this a clue? And coming back full circle, recall that at the end of the Weaver song, it is suggested that the evil sister doesn't get away with her crimes. Instead, someone's playing a viol or a fiddle reveals the evil sister's secret. What character is associated with a viol or a fiddle? Tamlin, who, as per this theory, is to be Gwen and Katrin's father.
That is so intense. I've heard Gwen being a light singer theory before.
Mm-hmm.
I also agree, if you can't identify the body, they're not dead. Right?
But we did identify the body. We saw her decapitated.
There's no head. How do you know?
The head rolled.
But where was the head?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, no, I get it. But like, it is the age-old tale.
Yeah.
Unless we've seen the dead body, they're alive.
Right, exactly. I do like the evil twin theory. I like that Katrin and the Weaver look similar in the sense of like the dark hair, because that's always a sign of evil, right? I am evil.
Yeah. That's why I'm dyeing my hair.
I've heard the theory, this is from a year ago, the theory that Lucian is Gwen's grandfather or whatever.
Yeah, I think that one's kind of like...
That seems too far-fetched for me.
I think it's going to be like Eris or something.
Oh, maybe. Baron could have had affairs. I don't know that Ianthe being a light singer or water wraith makes sense because she's high fae. She's not half or lesser fae.
Yeah, but the theory is that she's hiding herself.
Yeah, that she's got a glamour.
And now I'm not like agreeing, but her powers are considered very weak.
Right. The one thing I will say about Ianthe, off topic, that I thought of while you were reading this, Ianthe pursues Lucian and we don't understand why. What if she knows Lucian's parentage?
Oh.
Like, what if all the high priestesses know?
Yeah. Or,
Like,
I mean, even if not all, but somehow she has the knowledge. But
right, because, like, there's 12 really strong, powerful high priestesses.
Mm-hmm.
What if they know amongst themselves?
Absolutely.
And that's why Ianthe goes after Lucian.
Absolutely.
I think that makes sense. But the whole Tamlin, Lucian, Ianthe thing, I don't know if I agree.
I love the theories. Like, I really do enjoy them.
It's a little unhinged.
Emily, like, the time you spent on that, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. You're dedicated to the cause.
Dedicated. You had an idea and you ran with it. And I respect that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's definitely like that was a journey.
That was a journey.
I didn't realize I could read that long and consistently without screwing up.
Good job.
Makes me question how we do our notes and I mess up all the time. But yeah, there was a lot there. I don't think I'm going to go back to the scene of Gwen fighting, doing the ribbon by herself before meeting up with Nesta and Emery. I don't think that was her evil twin sister. No. I can very much see Gwen trying to fight and do her own thing.
Right.
I don't know if there's like a sister lurking in the corners.
Yeah, I feel like somebody would have found her out.
Yeah, and then I will say though, the like idea of the sense being identical,
that does feel like an important clue.
Yeah, and it stresses me out because back to our book ick episode, one of my icks is someone impersonating you and not knowing.
Yeah.
It would stress me out too much. I was like, if that is the case, I won't be able to handle that book.
Yeah. It's just not believable to me.
No.
Yeah. There's a lot we don't know. And I do think Gwen's parentage is going to be important.
Yeah.
Because it's too much of a focus.
It's going to be important, and I don't think we're going to get it in Crescent City 3.
Oh, no, not at all.
No.
That's getting saved for way later.
It's going to be a long time before we figure anything out.
Yep. And just more unhinged theories in the meantime.
Unless we become friends with SJM, which I don't think is going to be the case after all these episodes.
Probably not.
No.
His code name's Jackal. He's an exceptional assassin.
Streaming now on Peacock.
He will kill again, unless we stop him.
Academy Award winner Eddie Redmayne.
You're paying me to kill him. I am charging you for getting away.
The Jackal's here. Look at the exits.
BAFTA Award winner Lashana Lynch.
I will find him, and I will kill him myself. I like to win.
So do I.
The Day of the Jackal. Streaming now, only on Peacock.
This comes from Cyan Lauren. That's SIENLOREN.
Okay. She says that she believes that Tamlin is going to be a huge part in Crescent City 3. I wholeheartedly agree with that, mainly because I believe that Tamlin saved Rhys's sister, and that's who Ruin's mom is, but also the last chapters of Hosab. Tamlin is a shifter, right? So is Lysandra, and so is Danica. But Danica finds out that the shifters are Fae. Tamlin is a shifter just like Lysandra and just like Danica. And most importantly, Danica found out that the shifters are Fae, and that is why she was killed. But Regalis, I'm going to butcher his name, I'm so sorry, tells Bryce that Danica's bloodline and Bryce's bloodline are from 2 different planets. He pretty much tells Bryce that she's from the mainland of the Fae, that where their magic is pure and there's so much of it, and her specific bloodline is off of an island of the mainland that is always in constant twilight, dusk, the Dusk Court. And then for Danica's bloodline, it said that her bloodline comes from a planet where all of the High Fae have an animal form. And we know in Prythian, only the High Lords have a beast form. None of the other that we know of High Fae have an animal form. But you know who does? In Illyria and Throne of Glass, all of the High Fae have an animal form. He says, the Midgard shifters were Fae from a different planet. All the Fae in that world shared their form with an animal. And then when Bryce says that the Asteri turned the Fae and the shifters against each other, they said, or Regalis said, yes, the shifters easily and swiftly forgot what they had once been. They gladly gave themselves to us and did our bidding, led our armies, and still do. Danica was a shifter that was a wolf. What was Tamlin's beast form? A beastly wolf. Who did Tamlin, or what did Tamlin turn Andrus into? He turned him into a wolf. I think the symbolism there that Sarah J. Maas did is insane. I really do not think that people put the connection of the shifters and Tamlin together, like, enough. I think that that is why Tamlin, from the moment that we met him, Lucian even was like, oh, he has secrets, he has moods, blah, blah, blah. I think that that's why Tamlin is the way that he is because of what his family has done. His family has helped the Asteri, and he knows that.
I mean, can we just take a beat with, like, Tamlin and Rhys's sister being Rune's dad, or Rune's parents?
Wait, what?
That's what she said really quickly at the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that. Totally missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So random. Okay. I mean, I definitely put Tamlin and Danica together in the same class of Fae when we learned that Danica's bloodline is Fae.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wonder, you know what this whole theory makes me wonder is I wonder if Tamlin's bloodline is from the Throne of Glass world.
Oh.
And because shifting has nothing to do with spring. And everybody else's powers have to do with their court in some way?
Yeah, no one shifts.
No.
Like, I know they say that the High Lords have an animal form, but I don't see it.
Well, yeah, we only see Rhys and Helion in the final battle.
What are they again?
They turn into beasts with wings.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we see them, but the other ones...
We don't really see.
No one runs with it like Tamlin does.
No one runs with it like Tamlin does. Which is why, yeah, I think...
I mean, Farrah gets his shape-shifting abilities. Like, that's the thing where every High Lord has a beast, but...
She gets his ability to shape-shift into whatever she wants.
Yeah, so which means he can shape-shift into whatever he wants, or is capable of having others shape-shift, like Andrus turning into a wolf.
Right. Which is really unexplained. So, yeah, I think he and Danica could be from the same bloodline or both, you know, those bloodlines being from Throne of Glass. I got nothing else, though.
Do you think Farah and Tamlin, like maybe Farah ever asked Tamlin to shapeshift in bed?
I don't think she's freaky enough for that. What if Tamlin just shapeshift without asking permission? Non-consensual shapeshifting.
Like he shapeshifted her and she doesn't even realize that like she's blonde now and
or like I'm gonna stop.
like he's actually really small. He just keeps shapeshifting
there you
himself.
go.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of all the potential that was wasted is all I'm saying. Let's be like, all right, I'm gonna hold a photo up to you, Tamlin.
And this is who I want you to be tonight.
But that's Azriel. I said what I said. You shapeshift, baby. You shapeshift now.
You grow those wings.
Grow them. Oh my God. Do you think Tamlin's ever tried to grow wings for himself? How sad. Because he's tried to imitate.
Yeah.
Reese.
I bet he has. And like Feyre probably like could not do it because it's so difficult. Oh.
If we ever get his book or anything from his point of view and he has a flashback and it's like him alone in his study hating himself and just like wishing that he didn't do what he did and lost the one friend he had, Reese, and wishing that he was more like him and then trying to be like him and then grows out wings that come out just like distorted and warped and wrong, and he just looks at himself in the mirror and hates himself and then punches the mirror and blood all over.
That's so tragic.
Yeah.
I also bet if he did ever give himself wings, he probably realized how sensitive they were and how delicate they were. And that maybe is why he ended up burning the wings. Because they're such a like a personal item.
Let me set the scene for you. Tamlin is angry at himself, hates himself, is in the middle of like absolute self-loathing, hates where he's allowed himself to do with Reese's parents or with Reese's mom and sister. He is drunk, right? On every type of drugs or something. He grows out his like distorted, misshaped and wings that just, they're, you know, an insult to even trying to be wings. So he goes to look at Reese's mom's and sister's wings to try to encompass them, and then realizes, like you said, that they're delicate and he just isn't that. So he decides to burn them, but it isn't enough. So he hacks off his own wings.
Oh my God.
As punishment to himself.
We're giving Tamlin way too much credit.
No, but we're not giving me enough credit.
You painted an amazing scene. I applaud you.
Thank you. I'm just like, how angsty would that be? Right?
So angsty.
Because like and then like every night for like 10 years, he grows out his wings every single night just to cut them off to feel the pain that he inflicted.
Why every 10 years? Why not on the anniversary of Reese's mother's death?
I think for like, I want him to do it every night for a year to feel that pain.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And then like on the anniversary of.
Yeah.
But like, because he can shapeshift, he can just grow them out every single time.
Ugh. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
Someone write that down, please.
Someone write that fan fiction.
I'll come back to it. I mean, screw fan fiction. I'm going to use it in one of my own stories.
Yeah, you should.
I think that's a great idea.
I think it's excellent.
I think I could incorporate it in what I'm writing now.
Oh, yeah. Self-flagellation. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, just that like concept of like, but no one knows.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's like the priest who whips himself in Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, that was freaky. That was scary.
Yeah.
But like this would be like, you know, just an image of like just self-hatred.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this mini episode of Book Talk for Book Talk. We encourage you to rate and subscribe to our show on your preferred podcast listening platform.
We would love to hear your thoughts based on today's conversation. You can submit your comments to our form at booktalkforbooktalk.com or via our Camflare voicemail system. Please visit booktalkforbooktalk.com for more information.
You can also follow us on TikTok or Instagram at the handle Book Talk for Book Talk. Bye! Fall has officially started here in Los Angeles, and that means we finally get to do fall activities.
I have been counting down the days for when I can go to pumpkin patches, maybe even hit up an apple orchard, and I get to do all of it looking super cute in my Quince boyfriend sweater.
This weather is perfect for my dark academia vibes, and I'm so excited to bust out my washable silk blouse because you know I'm going to be taking pictures.
Quince is known for their Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $50. And that's not all. Quince has so many other amazing things on their website.
All of those items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands.
That includes leather jackets, cotton cardigans, soft denim. Like, my entire fall wardrobe is genuinely turning into Quince wardrobe.
By partnering directly with top factories and cutting out the cost of the middleman, we get savings as the customer.
One of my favorite parts about Quince is the fact that they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. And they still manage to get premium fabrics and finishes for that, luxury feeling for every item that they have.
Get cozy in Quince's high-quality wardrobe essentials. Go to quince.com/booktalk for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/booktalk, BOOKTALK, to get free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/booktalk.